All right, Shalom Akim out there. First and foremost, before I start, I want to give all praises to our power, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai. Yahweh, that's the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahushai, that's the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and mercy to elect Ba'Shem Harakak Wadash. All you brethren out there that's fighting for what's right, peace and mercy to you, bro. You know, something I've been thinking about for like 3 weeks now. 3 weeks, but I didn't know how to quite word it. But, just meditating upon it, it came together in my mind. And the title of this one, I'm gonna label it, you gotta have having thick skin and balance. Something around that. You gotta have thick skin and the truth and balance. And this lesson gonna be basically centered around brotherhood. Loving your brother as thyself. As the scriptures say, Yahushai, our beloved Savior, said, the law hang upon these two things, loving the Most High with all thy heart, soul, and spirit, and loving thy neighbor as thyself. All right, so that's what this lesson going to be centered around. And over here at Great Millstone, Los Angeles, we have a big camp. It's a lot of brothers. So a lot of experience have been picked up being around these different brethren. I'm talking about from all different type of walks of life, from the northern kingdom to the southern kingdom, learning how to be amongst each other, learning how to treat each other. All right, and it led me to thinking about, you gotta have thick skin. You have to have thick skin in this truth, man. Now, the figure of speech, having thick skin, when you look up the definition, it means somebody who is not easily disturbed, or somebody who's not easily upset when receiving criticism. That's what that term or that figure of speech means. It means somebody who is not easily upset when hearing criticism about themselves. All right, and that's exactly what goes on within this truth. Brethren, we coming from all different type of walks of life. You gotta learn how to become. You gotta learn how to basically mold yourself to your brother. You have to learn that, and you have to be balanced with your brother as well, with things that you telling him and the things that you receiving of him as well, man. All right, each of us brethren do things different. We each do things different. We grew up around whatever parents, or however you was in a foster care, or however you grew up. You had your pops and your mom. They showed you how to do things, but then another brother, he was showed something totally different on how to do things. So when y'all come together, when you brethren come together, you can't look down upon a brother because he do something different. Paul stated that where there is no law, there is no sin. If the brother ain't doing something to go off of the scriptures, however a brother may do something, hey, that's how that brother do it, man. All right, that's what the scriptures talk about as well, being a busybody. All them brothers' business is that you don't need to be at. But you gotta have thick skin. A lot of times, a lot of brethren, sometimes you're gonna slip, you're gonna fall, you're gonna mess up, and then the brethren are gonna chew you out, man. They're gonna criticize you, so to speak. They're gonna criticize you, but they're gonna do a righteous criticism. If you don't got thick skin, you're just gonna be emotional, straight up emotional ass brat. Emotional ass brat. Oh man, brother, he don't like me. That's all you're gonna start resorting to. He don't like me, and man, look, man, you gotta have thick skin. Shit, if the scriptures say a man of understanding knowing when he slippeth, right? Can't be emotional about every fucking little thing, and I'm not speaking on any brothers particularly, but like I told you in the beginning of the lesson, I've been meditating just how to make a lesson around being thick-skinned, but you're gonna get chewed out. You gotta have thick skin. You gotta understand that that's how the Most High deal. When it comes to brethren, that's how the Most High deal. He ain't gonna step out his throne for you. He gonna put the spirit on the brother and to cuss you out. Or maybe it's not a severe cuss out. Maybe the brother just telling you about yourself. But see what has happened to each individual brother in this world. What has happened to us is what? The Edomite white man has infiltrated our families, man. So we've grown up around not the majority of women. You know? And what has happened? We have picked up a lot of the woman's attributes. We have become a lot of them. We have picked up a big way of being emotional about everything. But when you come into this truth, you gotta start gaining temperance over your spirit. You gotta start realizing you being emotional sometimes. Each of us fall victim of this. Each of us. You know? And we picked up the woman. Oh, when you get taught about yourself, you pointing at this brother, you pointing at that brother. Oh no, he did it. No, if it wasn't for... Look, man. If your feet was in that place at that time, the Most High had you there for some reason. You got to start thinking spiritual. The scriptures say, a man of understanding, judge of all things. If your feet is in a situation, even if you didn't per se do it or whatever, your foot was there, you was at the wrong place at the wrong time, they like to say. The Most High had you there for some reason. You can't be emotional about it. You know? This brother did it and this brother did that. All right, or you taking out all your frustrations out on your family and shit. You know, just emotional as hell because something ain't going right with you. But don't you understand that everything not gonna go right? Scripture say you gonna grope at noonday. You know, and with the Most High it was evening. You know, etc. in the book of Deuteronomy. You know, so we can't be emotional. You gotta have thick skin. You gotta really sit there and start paying attention to your own self. You really do. Because when you start paying attention to your own self, you like the scriptures call it, examining your own self, right? Whether you be in the faith, you start realizing your characteristics about yourself, things that make you upset, things that you like, the pros and the cons of your spirit. And then you start, when you get put in situations, you're able to have discernment within yourself. Well, I'm not going to go that way because I know how this is. I'm not going to go that way because I know how this is. I'm not going to indulge too much in this because I know how I am. I'm going to start sliding. But you got to have thick skin. All right? Each brethren. One thing the scriptures say, I was looking it up in the Sirach. Sirach the 21st chapter. It says, a fool wear his heart in his mouth, but a wise man wear his mouth in his heart. It said just like that. Another way of breaking that down, what they say in the world is that a fool wears his heart on his sleeve. Another thing as well, balance with your brother. You don't sit there and you say just come super complacent with the brethren that you dealing with. Don't ever do that. From the youngest to the oldest, from the heads to the least, right? Don't ever come complacent with your brother. You think you could say anything to him. Anything. You know? Or you feel that he's lower than you. Your mouth could say anything. When the scriptures say a fool wear his heart in his mouth. You know? He doesn't think before he say anything. He just say it. So when you saying stuff, it's like brothers all, they get the rock eyebrow on you like, you didn't think before you spoke, man. Remember, the angels is all around us, and the scriptures say that they behold the face of the Father daily. All right? Scriptures also say, the scriptures say, offend not one of these little ones. That's what the scripture talk about. You have to look at each individual brother in high status, from the least to the greatest of us, man. Don't ever come complacent with your brother or that brother. Don't ever do that, man. Have respect. Have respect for each other. That goes for me as well. Have respect. I shit you not. When it comes to the brethren, I'm scared as hell. I'm scared. Because I don't want to do anything wrong in front of this man. I don't want to offend this brother. You know? I really have a fear there when it comes to these men that I'm dealing with. Alright? Because I don't want to, I don't even want a brother that have me in a negative light, or I'm fucking with the brother. I don't like none of that, man. We're people of peace. So what I do, I highly respect each man. I don't care that the Most High have given me abundance of revelations. The Most High have given me a powerful spirit to be a great teacher, or to remember precepts, or to sway men. You know, by the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I don't care about none of that, man. I'm trying to make sure that this man next to me, you know, everything is all good, man. All right? So that's the type of respect you want to have toward your brother. Don't ever think to just start saying willy-nilly or acting any way in front of this guy. You know? And like I said again, I'm not talking about anybody specific, but like I said before, I made this, when I was thinking upon this lesson, it took me 3 weeks because I wanted to make sure that it was said perfectly. You know? So, yeah, man, I was thinking about all these things. You have to have thick skin. You can't be emotional, brothers. You know, Jake joke around sometimes. I'm not saying it's a brother who joke excessively, but you can't take a joke. You can't, you know what I'm saying? If a brother do something a certain way, and you get all upset and angry because you do it different. Nah, man. You know? Each individual got their walk that the Lord gave them. Each individual had a spirit that the Lord gave them. You got to accept it for what it is, man. All right? Stop acting so emotional in this thing and having a thick skin about yourself. Thick skin. All right? Somebody tell you about you slipping a little bit. Somebody get on you, one of the brothers, chew you out a little bit. You can't be sitting there grudging. Scripture talk about that. Grudge not. Grudge not. Grudging and shit. A year or 2 years go back, you still talk about that same shit? What the fuck? Make me want to call you a nigga right now. You know? Fuck all that extra shit. I didn't come in this truth to grudge. I didn't come in this truth for none of that weird ass shit. A lot of times dealing with me personally, a lot of things, hey, certain brothers do something, or I'm able to brush it off easy, man. You know? Because I know a lot of times, hey, brothers may be upset, brothers dealing with shit at the house. It's just a bunch of shit, man. You know? Brothers dealing with this, that, and this, and sometimes a brother makes, he may come off and sound a little wrong, but really the brother don't mean that shit, man. And you know that a brother don't mean that shit because the brother's actions speak way louder than his words. You know? And then that's the brother doing the work with you. I'm one of them type of brothers, it really takes a lot to really get under my skin. You got to really do some shit. You know? And John even said that. He said, pray for the brethren, but there is a prayer, there is a sin, I say, that you should not pray for. There is certain thing that men do that nigga's done. He's fucking finished. He gonna be delivered to Satan. You know? But you just have to have that thick skin about you, man. You gotta have that thick skin like a callus. You gotta be a callus in his word. A spiritual callus. So that you can be more peaceful. The conclusion of what happens with you is you're more peaceful within yourself, man. You know, you live in more of that quiet life that the scriptures say that we should live. You know, damn, I was thinking about one more precept, but fuckers keep running from my mind. A real good one too. Well, I know the scripture say offenses must come, but woe unto that man who is offended. You don't want to be offended, man. You know, or being all fucking offended and shit. This brother did this, all this weird fucking shit. You know? But it is what it is, man. Damn, let me see if I can think of, man, fuck, what was I just fucking thinking about? that last scripture I was thinking about, I explained that, let me see, I explained that, shit, let me see, damn, it ran from me, Slocky brothers, it ran from me. I had one more solid point, but damn, as soon as I cut the camera off, it's gonna come back. You know what, if it come back, I'm gonna close it out, but if it come back, I'm gonna merge another video, just to it'll be an extra little piece on the edge. But with that, man, I pretty much tagged everything. You just gotta have thick skin. You have to have thick skin in the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. A lot of shit happens. A lot of things don't fall your way all the time. But shit, hey, man, we in this truth to receive salvation, man. You know, and to get to know these brethren around you and stay strong, man. So with that, I'm gonna close out. Shalom, Makif Step. Shalom. Yeah, shalom, brother. Slack, man. I told you I was gonna merge. I knew as soon as I cut off the camera, I knew it was that point was gonna come back to my head. And I said I was gonna merge it in. But real quick, the point that I was gonna bring out was when you jump to the book of Sirach, it tell you be not angry at your brother for every wrong. You know, brother slip, brother do things. You can't be angry for every fucking wrong. Oh, this brother that. Nah, man. You know? Or Satan happened to jump on a brother. Shit, we are vulnerable like that. Sometimes we give in to our lust. That's why the scriptures talk about fighting a good fight. Some of us slip sometimes. But, brother slip, that don't mean you give him the fucking evil eye for the rest of all eternity, especially if the brother repented and he getting his act right back together. Looking at him all fucking weird and shit in the back of your head every fucking time you see him and shit. Saluting him, but you thinking, man, this brother right here, man. Nah, man. You do that shit, the Most High ass, it's like the Most High will have your ass in the same predicament. Then how you gonna like it? Just things to think about. Galatians 6:1 say, if any brethren slip, I'm saying it in other words, if any brethren slip, restore that brother in meekness, bewaring, seeing that you also could be tempted with the same thing. I'm butchering it, but jump to Galatians 6:1, one of my favorite scriptures. So, yeah, man, be not angry at your brother for every wrong. It's just about balance and having thick skin. You gotta have thick skin. That's where thick skin come in. You ain't easily upset about everything. But yeah, man, that was pretty much it. Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai. Shalom, Makif Step, Shalom.